Action.
All right. Greetings, young Americans. I am the great thinker Democritus. I live in 400 BC. We do a lot of thinking around here. The younger generations thinks they are smarter than their elders. They don't believe me, but I believe that elements are made up of a smaller particle. I imagine these particles to be called atoms, which means indivisible. I don't really have any technology to prove that, but I think with good equipment, you can cut a single piece of matter down to a size that can't be divided any further. I believe that these atoms would look like this. I think further scientists will be able to prove my idea.
You poor crazy old man.
Who are you?
I'm the greatest Greek thinker, Aristotle, student of Plato, teacher of Alexander the Great. I live in the year 350 BC. You drink way too much wine. Your idea that there are small particles that can be divided is nonsense. I guarantee you with all the brilliance of my great mind that with these four elements, earth, fire, air, and water, that you can divide them an infinite number of times and you will never come to a piece that cannot be divided any further.
Do you have any technology to prove that?
Duh. What do you think this is for?
Your brain is technology?
It doesn't get any better than that. State of the art. Wait, who do you think you are questioning me?
I'm John Dalton, an English school teacher.
England? What's that?
It's a future thing. I don't expect you to understand.
I can understand anything.
It's,
How far in the future?
like 2,000 years. It's 1808 AD.
AD?
Forget it. I think your idea about brain being technology is mush. Those mixtures they speak of are composed of atoms.
Nonsense!
Well, you see, what happened was... Wait. Yep, there's atoms, all right. Single pieces of matter that can't be divided.
Well, what makes you think that?
Well, you see, what happened was there was really impressive scales to measure the mass of these elements, and before and after they combined, they always combined the whole number ratios for a particular compound, just like this.
Always?
Well, when you perform this experiment hundreds of times over and over again, it keeps happening. You kind of assume it always will. So if these always combine whole number ratios, there must be whole pieces that can't be divided into parts.
Well...
What?
What?
Well, it wasn't on your page. Technical difficulties.
With all due respect, I wouldn't say atoms can't be divided.
Who are you?
J.J. Thompson, I'm from England too.
I've never heard of you.
I live in 1897. I'm a physicist.
Ooh, a physicist? Step down, English school teacher.
Why? What did you find out?
Well, apparently atoms are divisible. They have removable parts with a negative charge.
Movable? How do you know?
Well, you see, one day I was messing with this cathode ray tube.
Cat dog what tube?
Cathode ray tube. It's when a beam of light goes through a tube. It's when a beam of light goes through a tube from one piece of metal to another. Anyway, the negative side of the metal pushes the light away.
Where are these little negative parts in the atom?
Oh, they're all over. They're all over it. The rest are positive so that they're balanced. Like seeds and plum, like nuts and plum puddings, or seeds and watermelon.
Sir,
What?
I tested your hypothesis. It's wrong. You can't mix negative and positive all together. Who are you?
Ernest Rutherford. I tested Thomson's theory in 1911.
How?
Surely you've heard my gold foil experiments.
Gold foil is sweet. What did you do?
Well, you see, I shot alpha particles at a piece of gold foil.
Alpha particles?
They're like little atoms that flick off a radioactive metal. Anyway, I shot them at gold foil, and I could see them hitting the screen behind the gold foil. Thousands of them flew right through the gold and hit the screen.
You saw thousands of alpha particles?
Well, it seemed like thousands. I sat there for several nights in a row. Anyway, every once in a while, a particle would bounce back towards my alpha emitter.
What could that mean?
Well, I wondered that myself. I finally figured it out. The alpha particles are positive and have a lot of mass. So they must have hit something positive with even more mass. And whatever they hit must be a tiny little area in the gold, because most of the alpha particles go right through without hitting anything.
That's wild.
That's ridiculous. There's no such thing as that.
You want wild? I'll show you something wild.
Who are you?
A philosopher, 1913. Physicist, 1913.
Yay, another physicist.
Yeah, Mr. Thompson. Yeah, Mr. Thompson, there are electrons, but they aren't evenly spaced out like in plum pudding. They orbit the nucleus in a set path, like planets or Earth around the sun.
Planets orbiting the sun?
Yeah, planets orbit the sun nowadays.
How do you know they orbit?
They show light in set patterns. I saw it when I was looking through a tube of hydrogen gas through my prism.
This is beyond absurd.
I'm from the, my name's John Jacob. I'm well known in the year 2023. This is my element. And this element requires extra force around right here. And it needs these to survive.
Scene, excellent.